love hearing creepy stories from different people? Then I have some stories for you. These are real highway stories that actual people have experienced. This person happened to be driving to work. A car passed by his side and the speed was pretty fast. Because the guy telling the story was curious, he looked at his side and something strange caught his attention. There was a woman at the back that seemed to be banging her head in the window. The person driving tried to push down the girl's head, and that is when he knew that something wrong was going on. He said that he tried to catch up to them, and since he was right behind them, he saw how the driver hurt the young woman. Knowing the girl might be in danger, he immediately called 911. As he was doing so, the car in front of him slowed down. Maybe the driver also knew that someone else was aware of what was going on. As he was afraid that the driver might be armed, he passed through them. But he pulled over to one side and waited for the car to drive past him. The driver noticed him again when he got close to them. The car stopped, and the driver suddenly ran towards him with something in his hands. He quickly put his car in reverse to get away from the man. All of that happening while he was still talking with the 911 operator. He felt relieved when he saw that there was a police car behind him already. The car was forced to pull over. He also stopped, but he made sure that his distance is far enough from the car because he still does not know what can possibly happen and what is going on. When the police had asked the driver to step out of his vehicle, the person who had reported what he saw also went out of his car. He was able to see that the girl was in distress and she was badly beaten. The woman told her that the guy that took her was her ex-boyfriend and that he beat her and threw her in the car when she would not talk to him. We can only imagine what could have happened to the girl had the man not noticed the strange behavior of the driver. The next story happened when this person was making a trip from Chicago to Massachusetts. He had to take Route 20 as he was not a fan of flying in a plane. He said that he started driving at around 3 p.m. He had to drive for 14 to 15 hours. At around 1 a.m., he was feeling a bit tired, even after some coffee. He does not want to make another stop just to get another. He was the only car on the highway until he noticed another one behind him. Things became weird when the car was matching his speed and seemed to be waiting for him. When he was ahead of the other car, it came too close behind him. When he sped up, the other car tried to catch up with him. It was obviously following him, and he started to get worried. When the car was able to pass him, it tried to block his way, and the person driving the other car waved his hand, signaling for him to pull over. Of course, he did not do it as he was already afraid. He was able to get away from the truck, but he was forced to stop because of the stoplight, and the truck stopped beside him. The driver rolled down the window and there were actually 3 men inside that seemed to be wearing vendetta masks. Since there were already other cars surrounding them, it eventually stopped following him. They could possibly be pulling some bad pranks, but the man surely felt like he was about to die that time. The next one happened one night in March. It was hard to drive at that time because of the fog. She had to drive alone on a wide, empty road from her friend's house. Since she was feeling a bit sleepy, she was not able to notice a black car parked on the side of the road. She slammed on her brake and stopped the car for a moment to catch her breath. The driver of the black car signaled her to pull over, and she did. The driver went out of the car and walked towards her. A tall guy approached her, and he asked her to roll down her window. She opened it a crack as she thought the man would apologize about their earlier encounter. He wants the girl to come with him, and when she refuses, the man tries opening her door. Fortunately, it was locked, and then she noticed some movement in the passenger side of the black sedan. Another man came out from the passenger side, and he was holding a baseball bat. She immediately put the car in reverse and floored the gas. The other man tried to swing the baseball bat in her car's direction, but he missed. She was lucky she got away, but as she went far away from them, she thought that what if they also tried to stop other people and was not as lucky as her? We now move on to the last story. This one happened in 2020. There are really more bad people coming out at night, so you need to be extra careful when you are driving alone and there are not many people around you. She said that even in the morning, there are not many cars on the road that she is actually taking. One night, as she was driving home, she noticed a red flashing SOS light stand at the side of the road. She clearly expected that someone needed help. That is why she immediately pulled over at the side of the road. She asked the man what was wrong, and the man said that his battery died. He borrowed the girl's phone, and she was worried at first, but she still extended her help. She unlocked the phone for him, and he slowly walked away while he was talking to someone on the phone. Since the man's car door was open, she decided to sit in the driver's seat and tried to turn on the ignition. She was surprised when it worked, but she was even more surprised when two arms grabbed her by the throat. She heard the man that borrowed her phone shouting outside. She was able to break out from the arms of the person choking her in the back seat. She immediately ran for her life and drove as far away as she could once her car turned on. As she was driving away, she heard a loud bang which she believed to be a gunshot. She cannot call the police since her phone is still with the man. She was able to lock her iPhone, and she was hopeful that they would never find their information. But the thing is, she later found out that all her Bitcoin was transferred to a random account. At least, she was well and safe. Comment your thoughts down below. And if you want to see more clips of unthinkable truths, then Unsolved Nightmares will give you more content related to this one. So make sure to subscribe to this channel right away and hit that like button.